My name's Jimbo Phillips. I'm a business owner. I have a remodeling company, homeowner, but before I was any of those things, I was a homeless crackhead. I would see people like sitting outside of a store, maybe begging for change or this or that, you know, and I'm thinking to myself, how could you ever, my pride would never let me sit out in front of people and look like that. How could you let yourself go like that? And then one day I woke up out of nowhere, it seems, and I was way worse. Due to circumstances that happened in my life, the devil being an opportunist, he saw that, man, I'm broken in certain ways because of things that I've been through in my life and my love life and, you know, just different things. Most of those circumstances, because of my choices, ended up, you know, destroying relationships and jobs and all those different things. And then at that low point was whenever he kind of saw the opportunity to, hey, let's put some crack cocaine in there. And, you know, then it just progressed from there very quickly into just completely consuming my life. I mean, completely in every way. I mean, I was just chasing crack cocaine for 11 to 12 years, like every single day of my life. And so from that point on, I can't even tell you how many times I've been arrested and how many times I've been in jail, in how many states or how many counties. I've been in jail in every place that I've ever lived. I wanted to be free physically. I didn't even understand the freedom that I really needed. I actually went to rehab twice before I ended up going to the Wings of Life. That's actually what led me to understand that God was the answer, because the first time that I went to rehab, for 6 months, I was the example. I was literally like in groups, the lady would say, well, why don't you do like Jim here? You know, because he's doing all these right things like he's supposed to do. And for 6 months, I was that literal example of what you're supposed to do in recovery. And then all of a sudden one day I'm drinking, and then the next thing you know, it wasn't no time at all, I'm back using crack. And when I'm sitting in jail again, I'm questioning, going, where did I go wrong? I was doing so good. For 6 months, I was doing so good. I didn't understand that the only way I could change it is just surrender it all to God. You know, I knew that He was the answer, but I just didn't understand how to apply that to my life, you know. And so my counselor had mentioned the Wings of Life down the street. And so I'm like, well, you can't smoke there, can you? And I'm like, oh, well, I'm not going there. And I tried at every turn, I tried to resist and tried to avoid going to the Wings of Life. But when I ended up there, that's when everything started, all the dots started to connect. That's when I knew that God was the answer, but I didn't know how to apply that to my life. They're the ones who taught me how to apply that to my life, you know? And that's when my life began to change, you know? If you were like me, who wasn't raised in church, didn't know God, if you were born in prison, you wouldn't know that you were in prison, much less that there was any freedom to even obtain. And so that's where I was at. You know, for 11 years now, though, I've been free from that, been delivered from that. I've been serving God with my whole heart to any capacity that He sees fit to use me in. But without Him, I was nothing. I was none of those things. I wasn't that business owner. I wasn't that homeowner. I wasn't that man of God. I wasn't that person who would minister to somebody else who's going through a hard time, or to care about somebody else's struggle. I was just selfish, but God changed all of that in my life.